Hello, Menagerie. I'm your host, Mazentius, and welcome back to another episode of The Last Door Collector's Edition. And today, we are on episode 4, the final episode, Ancient Shadows. Previously on The Last Door. After escaping from his burial, David finds himself in a cellar of London's darkest slum, the Old Nickel Rookery. In his pocket he has a ticket for a show called The Four Witnesses. David walks through the misty streets following a strange man who seems to guide him. He learns the legend of the Simurgh, the king of birds. Following its trail through a dreamlike land of fog, David finally meets Alexandra, a member of the secret group David and his friends had at school. Alexandra welcomes David and speaks of an entity called the Bird that has been calling them ever since the experiment they conducted back then. There is no turning back. I have made my mind. I'm ready. Go on, do it. Do it. Do it! I think this is the tamest opening yet. Can you see all these stars twinkling in the black outer abyss? All the constellations, traced by human eyes in long distant eras. Look now to the forest in the valley, to the old tower, from the last tree in the distance to the stars in the sky, and even the stones beneath our feet are just silhouettes that hide the truth from our poor senses. Ancient shadows that hang over the veil that hides the world, as if it were the curtain of a theater. The veil separates the truth from the lie. The veil is a place, David, a place of myths. Anthony's great abilities brought you here, but his influence will soon fade away. The mask of lies will descend over your eyes once again. You must find the door, as I did. The door that gives passage through the veil. Open it, and we will walk together beyond the mist. I suppose you are wondering why I called you so urgently. I cannot deny it. Your letter was truly mysterious. I have been traveling, Doctor, to Scotland. Have you heard about the massacre of St. Gall? Why, yes. The tragic event has been the continued object of speculation and grim rumor in every newspaper in England. For weeks now, pamphlets have claimed that all kinds of macabre things took place. But I don't understand. How is all this connected with my patient? He was there. I'm afraid he is one of the victims. Dear God! Are you telling me my patient has been murdered? Murdered? Thankfully, no. Please excuse me for alarming you. I did not mean to give this impression. Herr Devitt was attacked but survived. What happened to him then? It seems the criminal was caught by Herr Devitt in the midst of the act. Then he tried to do the same thing to Devitt that he had done to the others. Fortunately, the nuns arrived in time to unearth him from the coffin. Herr Devitt was hospitalized. The nurses report that he remained unconscious for an entire day. What was Devitt doing there? Many years ago, the St. Gall Hospital was a boarding school. It appears that both your patient and Mr. Beechworth spent a part of their youth together there. We can assume that Herr Devitt was investigating something. He believed he had found a clue related to his friend's death. What was the cause of those awful deaths? No one knows for you. No one knows for sure. The victims were inflicted with terrible wounds. All of them had an expression of utmost terror on their faces. I suspect you did not find Mr. Devitt in the hospital? Indeed, he was already gone by the time I arrived. I have not been able to determine his whereabouts since. I see. What conclusions do you draw from all of these circumstances? I have some theories, but I would prefer not to reveal them until events have unfolded. In all of them, there's a fundamental element whose role has not yet been revealed. And what leads you to this conclusion? It is something that the Holy Sisters found beside Herr Devitt within the coffin. An empty hypodermic needle with traces of an unknown substance. Am I playing the Doctor this time? Episode 4, Ancient Shadows. I'm sure this is the place. Alexandra's house must be just ahead. Nope, I'm back with Devitt. That's nice. No one is answering. Perhaps I should go inside anyway? I'll just tell the household that I'm an old friend come to visit. A strange woman stares down at me, glaring with silent reproach at my intrusion. Footsteps. There must be someone upstairs. Alexandra? Alexandra, it's me, Devitt. I'm sorry if I startled you. Why are you sitting in a wheelchair? Is everything alright? Are you hurt, maybe? Can you stand? He's staring blankly at some distant point, as if he has not heard my question at all. You told me I should come here, and I came as soon as I could. Can you tell me what is happening here? He gives no answer, but persistently stares at something nearby. He appears to be in some kind of hypnotic trance. When I was downstairs, I could have sworn I'd heard footsteps. Were they yours, or is there someone else in this house? For a moment, I felt a flash of hope that he was looking at me, but he is unresponsive. Alexandra, please, say something. I don't know what to do. I don't understand just what happened to him. This cuckoo clock is covered with dust. It seems to be missing an important piece, the bird. The face of the clock has been turned. Well, I guess there's nothing there for now. There's a scribbled annotation in this piece of paper. The veil is something we sense in our innermost being incessantly. In vain do we waste our lives, craving to tear through. It is thy Latho, the curtain behind which the great wings beat, inside its ancient mist, inhabit the shadows of those who left. The table holds nothing but a box with a description, laudanum, to be taken in case of anxiety. It is empty. Well, apparently this guy's higher than a kite. A figurine of an angel facing the wall. A fine painting of the local Roman structures, they somehow seem more ancient in this depiction. The silhouette of a woman, the silhouette of a man. It bears a strong resemblance to Alexandra. A huge chest made of oak wood. There's a large iron hook inside. I'll take this hook. There was a fragment of a diary under the hook. August 5th, 1887. I can't work in the basement anymore. Those wretched sculptures, I feel them stalking me in the darkness. I know it's not possible, but I can hear the crunches, the flapping wings, stone grinding on stone, the frozen paroxysms. With what diabolical art were these gestures conceived? An eternal movement, a tension, an impossible struggle to get back to the life they never had. I might place them outdoors, in the greenhouse, and let the mold devour them and wasps make nests of their hollow hearts. Well, a portrait of an old man, maybe a ship captain. It looks like he's trying to guard this chest with this stern glare. A camera tripod. A basin with a copper drain. Pictures hanging from a cord. They look as if they were improperly developed. You can hardly distinguish anything. It looks like some kind of red tinted glass covered used to mask the lamp. It's completely shattered on the floor. A lamp is hanging from the ceiling. Its bulb casts an intense white light. The image of a couple wearing rat masks at a festival. A glass jar containing a yellow substance. The label reads cyanide. More poison. It is a big book of home chemistry recipes. A few pages have been bookmarked and some articles are underlined. 3149. Collodion for photography. Collodion is the vehicle by which the photographic chemicals are united upon the surface of the glass and the sensitive coating produced. Many formulae are published for this article to which great value is attached, some supposing that to its peculiar composition belong the principal causes of failure or success. This is only in a degree true. 3151. To develop a positive image, this is done by pouring upon the plate about 1 ounce of the vitriol spirit solution and only then adding 5 or 6 drops of the cyanide acid. Then the plate must be thoroughly washed in water to remove any excess of the chemicals. 3150. The cause of failure. They would almost require a chapter by themselves. A long experience convinces us that 9 out of every 10 failures occur from a want of care. The presence of dirt, negligence. One cannot be over nice, careful, or cleanly. The best results always rewarding the most painstaking. If a mistake is made in the order specified in the formula, quickly flow clean water over the plaque and start again. An instrument whose workings are beyond my knowledge. So I have cyanide, and it looks like I might wind up having to develop some photos. A large envelope of black felt covered in dust and ashes is labeled with a warning: do not open it under white light. A bust with his face turned around. It's a letter. Dear Alexandra, I have excellent news. A contact from the university has given me access to a 12th century alchemical tome containing an amazing formulary. There's no doubt that sometimes more contemplation takes the mind to places that otherwise it would have never visited. Leafing through the grimoire and marveling at the exquisite illumination of its pages, I've been struck by a sudden epiphany, a radical but elegant method that I've decided to try. Forgive me for not providing any information about the method itself. As soon as I get definite results, I will write to you immediately. I believe fortune was truly smiled upon us today. Vide nece siat. June 8th, 1887. This seems an invoice. May this document serve as a record of the payment made corresponding to the following work. The cuckoo clock. Mechanism has been modified to give the strokes exclusively at 6:15 in the afternoon. In addition, a special device and a switch have been added to synchronize all clocks in the house. The shelf is lined with strange and complex books. Some titles include The Movements of Shadows, Preserving the Mind, and Lessons Beyond Nature. A picture of an angel with a gentle face. A well-crafted grandfather clock, but it seems to be out of order. One of the hands is missing. It could be Pevensey Castle, but in this painting, the garrison is not in ruins. A couple of old teacups sit on the table. One of them is full and is still warm. An oil lamp. Yep. Just some old bottles. The saloon's door is locked. I need a key for it. An ancient stone well of rope hangs inside, disappearing in the darkness below. The rope has broken. I'll keep this end. Only to use it to get it. Within the mud and dirt inside the bucket there was a small bird of brass. It looks like someone was buried here. I can't dig it with my bare hands. I could have tried. Okay, so we are back here. Oh. Old ruins lay by the path. They seem to be Roman in style. The corpse of a deer, its abdomen torn open. It looks recently dead. Well, I can't go in there. There's a large iron bar latching this door. It's quite odd that the door was latched from the outside. This pane looks as if it had been broken from the inside. A statue of an angel with its wings spread. Its head is missing. A statue of an angel covered in mold. It's glancing at me with a strange gesture. Sad gesture. Let's see, I'm probably going to need... Beautifully crafted steel greenhouse. Is old but still in good condition. I wonder what I'm going to find. A little brass bird. When shaken, it makes a noise as if there was something inside. The bird fixed perfectly. He looks miles away. Well, once again, I seem to be getting lost. Information overload. Tends to happen in these kinds. Raven masks. Am I missing something? I probably am. Oh, what? Tricky. It's a diary. This is the last thing written. The pages have been ripped off. October 12th, 1887. It's been a while since I can't devote any time to this diary for reasons beyond my control. An event most tragic has taken place in this house. Mr. Dupre has gotten ill, immersed in an everlasting stupor from which it seems he shall not return any time soon. Since the accident, I patiently take care of him. The doctor's treatments don't seem to do any good. I feed him like a child and make sure that all of the sculptures in the house are turned towards the wall. What else can I do? October 13th, 1887. The clockmaker just left and he has done such a good job. In the end, Mr. Dupre is not going to be able to notice the change in the clocks that he had so insistently requested. In his state, time will not be a problem anymore. It looks like the diary of a member of Alexandra's household. What happened to them? Yeah. I know know that I have to do something with the clocks. Get them to turn to 6:25. But what? And where am I going to get a pane of glass? I think this one is going to be even more lost than the last. It's quite odd that the door was latched from the inside. This pane looks as if it has been broken from the inside. The statues. A jar of vitriol oil. I must be careful. It's a powerful acid. But I need a pane of glass. That it can dye red with the blood. And camera tripod. Pictures. Basin with a copper drain. Yeah, I'm not seeing glass. It's a 6:15 in the afternoon. So, my question is... if Alexandra is in the stupor, who was it that gave me the initiation at that place? And boy, can't I find a pane of glass. Or a brass key would be nice too. A pantry with spices and ingredients, yeah. Just some old pots and pans. Strangely enough, there doesn't seem to be any water in the well. It feels like I'm just going back and forth at this point, trying to find the answer. Because I certainly don't know the way. Angel missing his head. So the game crashed, and I'm going to take that as a message of it's time to call it here. Until next time, Menagerie, ciao ciao.